Hi everyone. So as promised, this video is to explain this packet tracer activity here. So the main objectives of these activities are to learn the basic configuration of network devices. Whenever you deploy routers and switches in any network, we have to perform the basic configuration, that in terms of beginning host name or some security features. That's one. Second thing is we also want to configure these two PCs which are end devices, the IP address, and then we also wanted to configure virtual interfaces on each of the switch. The IP address that are going to be used have been given in this table here. So to start with, you click on the switches here and you get the CLI. Click on the CLI. So this is the place where we land here. So here the name of the device itself is switch, and it's been indicated with a greater than sign here. That means we are on user exec mode. In order to perform the configuration task which is given here, we have to move from user exec mode to the privilege mode. For that, the command is enable. Okay, so now we are in the privilege mode where you have complete control of the device. This is indicated with a hash here. This means we are in the privilege mode. So to go back, you can give the command disable. So you are back to user exec mode. We don't have much privileges over there. Okay. So again, we'll go back to the privilege mode, enable. Now, in order to configure the host name and other configurations and all, we have to go to global configuration mode. For that, the command is configure terminal. Okay, so now we are on the configuration terminal. It's been indicated with the config in bracket followed by the hash here. Okay, then that means we are in the configuration mode. Again, to go back to the privilege mode, you have to say exit here, press enter. You are in the privilege mode. Okay, now again we'll go back to the configuration mode. For that, you don't have to type the full command. You can use the first few letters like conf, then press tab till complete, then press T and press tab, configure terminal, right? Okay, we are in the configuration mode. Now the first command as indicated by here, or the first task given here is, so this is our instruction sheet, right? We need to configure the host name with the S1 for the first one and S2 for the second one. So command is hostname S1. Now you can see here name of the device has been changed from the default name which was switch to S1. Okay. Now when we click on the CLI, we are getting this access to the device. In practically there is nothing called CLI as it is. We have to connect a device and come to the CLI. Let's not get into that. So basically you are getting access to the CLI using console line. So when we came to this console line, there was we just got a free access. There was no security check or anything. So that's not a good thing to do. Okay. So your network devices need to be secured so that we don't want anyone else to come to the network and change the configuration or do any attack. So what we need to do is we want to put a password here. Okay, we want to put a password. When you access the CLI, the device should ask for a password. How do we do that? The command is line console 0. Okay, and say password followed by whatever the password you want. Let's use the default password. Let's use the password which is popular password, which is adopted in the Cisco. So password is Cisco. Now followed by the login command. Okay. So this is how you set the console password. From the configuration terminal, give the command line console 0, then command is password, then you provide the password. Then you say login. So effect of this configuration is, whenever we access the CLI, the device will prompt you for a password. Let's check it. Let's go back from the configuration terminal. The exit command, again exit command, you will go to the privilege mode. From here, say disable. So disable. Okay. Again, you say exit here. Now we exit the switch. Okay. Now, when you press enter, the device will ask you for a password because we have set a password. Password is Cisco. One thing that you have to keep in mind is when you type the password, you don't see any response on the screen. You keep typing and press enter. Okay. So now we have set the password, which is Cisco, and the device is asking for a password. Now, another configuration task that we want to do is, whenever we move from the user exit mode to the privilege mode, okay, we want to set a password there also. That's very important because getting access to the privilege mode is getting complete control on the device. So as of now, the situation is you just type the command enable. Okay, enable, you get access. We want the device to ask for a password when we move from here to here. How do we do that? Go to configuration terminal and say enable. Enable means you set the enable password. Enable, when you type enable, you should ask for a password. Enable, and also we wanted to encrypt the password. You can use the command secret. So enable password, you encrypt it. Now you provide the password. Let's use the password class. This means we have set an enable password or privilege mode password, and the password is class, and that is going to be encrypted. Okay. So let's check what is effect of this one. You go out from here. Okay. Then again say disable. You go out from the privilege mode. Now if you type enable here and press enter, it will ask you for a password. Our password is class. Okay. So we have set the enable password also. Now I was talking about a secret, right? That means encryption, right? If you look at the configuration now, you can do that. You can see the running configuration with the command show running configuration. If you look at it, you can see there is enable, secret, and you can see the password, right? So actual password was class, but we are not able to read the password. Your password is in the configuration file, and that is encrypted. Why is it so? By any chance, if someone is able to see our configuration, the person should not realize what the password is. That's why it is being encrypted here. Okay. All right. So we have said two things. We gave the host name, which to change the name of the device from the switch to S1. Then we set the console password. We also set the privilege mode password. Now, what if someone tried to access your device without the permission? We want to put a strong warning right at the beginning. Okay, that you access my device only if you are authorized. You can do that kind of a warning message here with the command banner MOTD. MOTD stands for message of the day. In the double quote, you can say unauthorized access will be prosecuted. Okay. So if you enter, the command is been accepted. Now this message will be seen right at the beginning when you access the console. Let's verify that. Exit. You are on the privilege mode, disable, you go out to the user exit mode, again you exit from the device. Now when you press enter, you can see the message here, unauthorized access will be prosecuted. Okay, now since we are authorized, we know the password, let's log in. The first password is Cisco, which is console password, then enable, second password is class, we are done. Okay, so these are the configuration that we want to do. So by this we have done all these activities. Configure the host name, do the privilege mode password, then verify the password, banner message. Now we want to save the configuration, right? You can if by any chance if your device is restarted, all the configuration that we did will disappear. Okay, so we want to save the configuration which is currently active in the memory, which is in the RAM. We want to save it in a flash memory. Okay, so idea is if you restart the device, the configuration will be taken from the flash memory and put it into active memory. So you need to save the configuration from this privilege mode. You can give the command is copy running configuration. I just press run and press tab, then startup configuration. Copy the configuration which is currently in the running configuration, and copy to startup configuration. So by this command you are going to save the configuration which is currently in the memory to a file called startup configuration. When you press enter, see this one, destination file name startup configuration, the default, press enter again, it has been saved. So how do you verify it? If you restart your device at this moment, your configuration should be intact. You can do that with the command reload and press enter. That means you are restarting the device. Because we saved it, even if you restart, your configuration is going to be intact. That means your host name will be S1, then it is going to prompt for a password, console password, etc. Look at this. Press enter, you see the banner message. Even after restarting, your configuration is there. It has been taken from the flash memory and put it to the active memory now. Cisco enable class, right? So we have done these things on the first device. Okay, now we can complete the same configuration on the second device also, second switch also. So CLI, click on the CLI. We are going to change the name to S2. Okay, enable, okay, configuration terminal, host name S2, then console password line console 0. I already explained this, right? So I'll just repeat the same commands and to do the similar configuration on the second device also. So the command is password, which is Cisco, followed by login. Okay, then exit. Let's put the privilege mode password, enable secret class. Okay. Let's put the message, banner MOTD unauthorized access will be prosecuted. Okay, enter. Now you need to save the configuration. You need to do it from the privilege mode, which is indicated with a hash here. Command is copy running configuration to startup configuration, enter 2 times. It's been saved. So this much is about the configuring the device. Now the next task here is configure the IP address to the PCs as given in the table here. So to configure the IP address on the PC here, click on the PC and go to desktop IP configuration for the first PC 192.168.1.25, which is given here in the table. For the PC1 configuration, the IP address is this one, and the subnet mask is this one. We are going to discuss all this later in the class about what the subnet mask, etc. As of now, just configure the IP address and the subnet mask. When you click on the subnet mask here, the default mask is 255.255.255.0. Take it as it is. Okay. So we assigned this. We assigned. No. I think I made a mistake. PC1 is 192.168.1.1, right? So it has to be 1.1. Okay. Done. Close it here. Open the second PC. Go to desktop. Configuration. IP address is 192.168.1.2. Here 1.2. Look at this one. 1.2. Mask is the default mask. Close it. Done. So we did the basic configuration on the devices. We also configured the IP address of the PC. That means this PC should be able to communicate with the PC2. We can test it using the ping command. So open the PC1, click on the command prompt, and to test the whether PC1 is able to talk to PC2, the command is ping, and give the IP address of the second PC, which is 192.168.1.2. If you get a reply, that means our configuration is correct, our network is correctly configured. PC1 is able to talk to PC2. You are getting a reply. You are getting a reply from 192.168.1.2, which is the second PC. So that part also completed here. Now the third task is we want to configure a virtual interface on the switches. I just wanted to say only this much, minimum information. It is quite helpful to configure a virtual interface on the switches in case we want to remotely access and for management purpose and all. We need to configure a virtual interface on the switch. Switch being a layer 2 device, you cannot give an IP address as it is. So we can create a virtual interface. And command to do that is, again, go to the switch 1, click on the CLI here, and go to the configuration terminal and say interface, create a virtual interface in VLAN 1 and assign the IP address. IP address as indicated in your table is here. For S1, create a VLAN 1 interface, IP address is 192.168.1.253, followed by the mask. Okay, here. So command is IP address 192.168.1.253 followed by the mask. Okay. So this means we have created a virtual interface in VLAN 1 on the switch, and we assigned this IP address with this mask with this command IP address. And one important thing is, whenever you create this interface is going to be it will not be active, it will be inactive state. So this command should be followed by no shutdown. No shutdown simply means you activate the interface that you have created here. So no shutdown. When you click enter, when you press enter, you can see VLAN 1 interface is being changed the state to up, because unless you give this command, it's going to be inactive. So don't forget to do that. So since we made some configuration changes, it's better to save it now. Say copy running configuration to startup configuration. Done. I'm going to do the similar configuration on the second switch. Okay. Configuration terminal conf interface VLAN 1 IP address. Here it is, 192.168.1.254 here. 192.168.1.254 followed by the mask. which is already given in the term, right? Then no shutdown, no shutdown. Okay. You can verify this. You can say one of each of the switch. You can verify this interface that you created with the command show IP interface brief. You can see it is newly created interface with this IP address. It is up and running. Protocol is up, status is up. Okay. So same thing you can verify on the second, so on the first switch also. Okay, here show IP interface brief. Here VLAN 1 interface is this IP address instrument. So our configuration tasks are complete. You can verify it here by clicking check result and go to assessment items. See the score here. We have completed all the tasks. That means you can see this mark here, right? That means all